Sometimes, when tracking buttons, a peculiar issue arises. Not all parts of the button send the event to Google Analytics. For instance, the button is correctly tracked when I click on the button body, but the event isn't registered when I click on the button text. To understand the problem, consider that there are numerous ways to create a button on your web page. Often, it's just a link styled like a button using an HTML tag A, which requires tracking with a JustLinks trigger type. Other times, the button employs a different HTML tag like button, div, or span. This is when the issue manifests and necessitates the use of an all-elements trigger type. I'll illustrate how to address this inconvenience. To begin, I will construct a new Google Analytics GA4 event tag that can track the click events of an Add to Cart button. Before setting up the trigger, it's essential to identify the CSS selector of our Add to Cart button. I will utilize the Chrome DevTools for this. By right-clicking on the button and selecting Inspect, you can locate the CSS selector, which typically begins with button followed by a dot and the class name. In this case, it's product form submit. Since the button is created using a button HTML tag, the trigger type should be set to all elements. The condition here would be any click element that aligns with the CSS selector button. Product form submit. The trigger will be activated when a click event occurs on the button body, but not when it happens over the button text. To correct this, we need to incorporate another selector into the trigger conditions. This new selector will correspond with any element inside the button. By adding a comma and replicating the same CSS selector and appending an asterisk at the end, we ensure that any element inside the button is matched. Now we can test this to confirm that the event is being accurately tracked, regardless of where we click on the button. I hope this tutorial assists you in correctly tracking buttons in Google Analytics GA4. If there are any queries, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments section.